What's up, guys, and welcome to another PUBG Gamer video, Magic the Gathering video. This time we're going to be playing an Esper Control. I think this was also built by Jeremy Neiman. Again, pulled it right off of Star City. I really like pulling the decks out of there and just playing them as they are. It's really interesting just to kind of see how they do against the meta, and then from there we can, tweak them and fix them and do what we got to do. But I don't know. There's a reason these guys are paid to write articles and I'm not. So this Esper Control deck, our opening hand is pretty good. We definitely have, obviously, we have 3 untapped lands in a row. We're able to get our Lingering Souls on turn 3 if we need to, or Alchemy at the end of his turn. Our opponent mulligans to 6. Opens the Isolated Chapel. Now, the way the meta's been going, that tells me it's probably going to be black-white tokens. Or almost mono-black zombies. The zombie decks are running Lingering Souls sometimes now. I think I have a video up with that, the Smallpox video. But in this case, it's looking like black-white tokens, just because of that first land. So we play our planes. Now he plays blue, and that goes, oh, maybe he's playing Esper Control or Solar Flare or something like that. Mind Shrieker says, I don't know what that says to me actually. Probably probably some sort of Solar Flare aggro. Mind Shrieker, I'm not sure how good it is in this setting, but we're just going to go ahead and take care of it. Here, I almost make a misplay. I don't want him to mill me at all, just because I just don't. And so I go for throw him at the end of my turn. I should have just done it during my main phase. I just didn't feel like having him mill me, I don't know. I just don't want anything weird to happen. So I figured I'll do it while he's tapped out. So here he's going to untap. Yeah, see, he gets it. Untap. Okay, yes, understood. So he's going to draw. Now from here, what my turn is going to look like, it depends on what he does, but probably I'm going to Forbidden Alchemy at the end of his turn, because now these are looking kind of like control deck. Sherman Grotto says it could be a 4-color control deck, and so basically my goal is to just not miss land drops for a long time. He hits his and I hit mine, and if I start to hit a couple and he misses 2 or something, even 1, but I can really start to pull ahead, and vice versa. The same is also true in the reverse. If he hits his land drops and I miss mine, that is also really bad for me. These control matchups, it's all about land drops, and that Mana Leak in the bottom of my hand is not going to be used for quite a while. I'm not going to counter any of his Forbidden Alchemies or anything like that, because it leaves me open, right? Because at the end of my turn, he can Forbidden Alchemy. I leak it, and then he just untaps and slams a Hero Blade Hold. Whew, that's pretty rough for me. So instead, we're just going to just keep trading back these land drops. End of turn Forbidden Alchemy and think twice, things like that. And just kind of wait until someone goes for it, until someone does something. So there he goes. So now he has played, he took his card, puts a Laboratory Maniac, Dissipate, and Armored Scab. The Laboratory Maniac, I had to mouse over him, I didn't know what he does. But he says if you would draw while you can read it, while you have no cards in your library, instead of losing, you win. That's pretty terrible. And so is Armored Scab. Both of those guys, not very good. I guess it's like a self-mill deck, but so it must be Solar Flare style. But even so, you don't want to deliberately do it like that. I don't really like either of those cards. So I'm feeling more comfortable now. So now I'm going to start. Now, Forbidden Alchemy, look at the top 4. We see Mana Leak, Snapcaster, Lingering Souls, Glacial. I take the Snapcaster because I can use him to then cast Mana Leak or Lingering Souls, and I can also flashback Lingering Souls. So I take the Snapcaster to give me more options. And I have 2 land in my hand, so I don't need to dig either of those lands. So now we're going to untap. And so now the nice thing about having Lingering Souls in the graveyard is that I can comfortably, in a couple of turns, I can comfortably just tap 2 mana and try and get that flashback. And I'll do it probably in 3 turns here, maybe, making sure I hit all my land drops, because 2 mana, it'll still leave me with 3 or 4 available, which is more than enough to fight a counterfight if I have to. And so I saw that he dumped a Dissipate into the graveyard as well. That means he has to have a Dissipate or a Mana Leak or something in his hand already. So here we're just going to untap. Let's draw. Here I can only win 1 counter where I can't Mana Leak and then Snapcaster and then Mana Leak. But even so, I just want to. So I could flashback Lingering Souls right there. But I decided I just want to wait. There's no reason to try and out aggro, especially when I'm drawing lands. There's no reason to try to race him like this. I just gotta wait for him to start missing land drops. He's down to 4 cards. I still have 6. So we're just gonna pass, untap, and we're gonna draw a card, another land. I'm gonna play these tap lands first because I don't need the extra mana right now. So I can still. Now here I decide, you know what? I might as well just flash back this Lingering Souls. It's in the graveyard. But I don't. I thought that I did right there. Sorry, it's another recorded game. I guess I wait another turn. For some reason I had remembered that I had done that differently. But again, so right now I can still pay, I can still mana leak something and then pay for mana leak if I have to. And then next turn I'll be able to mana leak, Snapcaster mana leak if I need to do that as well. So let's see what he gives me. Okay, another Shimmering Grotto. So it looks like it's, 3 color. The Shimmering Grotto's not sure about because that tells me maybe 4. I don't know why else you'd play those. Maybe just to fix his mana, So there I play my Glacial. And I decide, I think now is probably when I do this. Yep, so now I flash back. Or I just cast this Lingering Souls. I want to cast the one from my hand so that if it gets countered, it'll go right to my graveyard and then I can flash it back still. But I think this is going to happen. Flyer. Oh, I'm getting a phone call here. Oops. Nope, don't want to talk to them. Okay, sorry about that. So I make my 2 flyers, and we pass a turn. Now he's going to go 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flash back the Forbidden Alchemy. Which is something I could have done as well at the end of his turn right now. But I decided it's just not, probably not worth it. I'll just, because he needs to draw an extra card, but I have 2 1/1s he has to deal with. And I can flash back Lingering Souls twice. So while this isn't a huge clock, it still is a clock. And I even have my Tragic Slip. That way, if he ends up, maybe he's gonna, maybe he plays a Consecrated Sphinx or something when I swing into it. I'm not sure, but Consecrated Sphinx is seeing less and less play right now. It's just not as good as it was. To be honest, I don't know why. I mean, in general, control decks are not being played as much. And maybe he just doesn't do enough as soon as he hits the board because people just have so much removal. There's another card I don't know, Mirror Mad Phantasm. I had to read this card. I can't remember what it does now. Oh, that's right. That's the pay 2, and then it shuffles into the library, and then they mill cards until they get another one, or they get that card again. I don't really know what this deck is all about or what it's doing. So even though our positions look pretty similar, I'm confident in my deck more so than whatever he's doing. So I draw my Day of Judgment. Probably not going to be very useful in this matchup. I might not ever cast that. So we swing for 2. He takes it. Play land. And we continue on. Of course, now I'm getting texts and Facebooks, and sorry about that, guys. So I flash back Lingering Souls. Make 2 more tokens. He just lets that happen, tells me he probably has a Day of Judgment of some sort. And so what does he do now? Now one option, I don't think I'll do it, but another option you could do here is flash in like a Snapcaster to start putting a bigger clock. That's not a good idea in this situation. I need to keep up my mana leaks, my Forbidden Alchemies. But you could potentially flash in the Snapcaster just to start doing damage. I brought it up because I've seen people do it, but I just want, it's not, in this situation, that's not what you should be doing. So there's 3, 4. Divine Reckoning. So that's like Day of Judgment. But not quite. So I lose all but 1 of my spirit tokens. And I'm fine with that. He's burning that kind of removal on my spirits. The interesting thing about this Esper Control deck, though, is that, he says he's lagging, is that I don't have any big beats. Oh no, I do have Elishnorn. I have Elishnorn. But not very many big beats, I should say. And I wouldn't mind having like a Sun Titan or something like that. There's an Oblivion Ring. From the looks of it, I'm not sure exactly how his deck's going to win. I'm waiting for like a Sun Titan or a Consecrated Sphinx or even a White Sun Zenith or something like that. So we get in there for 2 Ghost Quarter. I thought about taking out his Black Source, but I just decided probably it's just not worth it because he has his Grottos anyway. And so at this point, I would rather just be overall up on lands. You know what I mean? Or keep my lands, keep as many lands as I can. 1, 2, 3. A Scab. Yeah, so when he comes into play, mill 4. So he's got to have, you know, Unburial Rights or something. But he's gone through just half his deck just about right now. Mills 2 dissipates. So that's 3 now that are in the board. So you can only have 1 more. So at the end of his turn, I decide to flash back my Forbidden Alchemy. Makes sense. I give him a second to respond. I don't see any mana tapping or anything, so I just decide to look at the top cards. I decide that he's going to let me do this. Yep, okay. There's Elesh Norn. Hello, beautiful. So, the Day of Judgment, don't need. Evolving Wilds, don't need. Lingering Souls, I like it, but Graveyard is just fine. So, of course, we're going to take the Elesh Norn here. There's nothing even remotely close to as good in those 4. So now the game is wait. We have to wait for him to tap out his mana, and then that way we can untap and play Elesh Norn. Draw another Day of Judgment. It seems like it's going to be pretty dead. Swig for 1. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. So, 16 more turns, and he is dead. So we're going to flash back this. What I'm trying to do now is not only get more creatures on the board, but I am trying to make him burn any Day of Judgments that he has or anything like that. That way I can play my Elesh Norn, and I can feel a little bit more safe. So if he has Day of Judgments or another Divine Reckoning or something, or even that other one, Reckoning maybe? I don't know what it's called. Righteous something. Righteous Vengeance? Whatever it is. That lets you destroy target attacking creature, all that kind of stuff. I want to get rid of all of it. And so we're going to make 2 more tokens. Also, not only do I want to, you know, get out his creature damage destruction now, but also if he tries to tap out now, because now he's kind of on a clock, he's got to answer, because this is 5 damage a turn. This is 3 turns plus 1. And so he's got to do something here. And so hopefully what he does, he tries to do something. I can Mana Leak if he taps, you know, his lands, or I can Oblivion Ring if he plays a big creature. I can Snapcaster, do something else. Another Armored Scab. That is not that big of a deal. Now I'm looking to see what I could Snapcaster back. Angelic Overseer, 2 Think Twice as in a Rebuke. I had to look at that card too. He plays in a lot of cards I just don't recognize. I don't know what they do. But look, so that's telling me he's playing big creatures. He's just not drawing them. He's milling them instead, which is really nice. I really like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he's tapped out. So now I get my Elesh Norn. I'm just going to Mana Leak, whatever this is, and Elesh Norn. Divine Reckoning Flashback. And there's another noise from the cell phone. Thank you, cell phone. So I Mana Leak that. Now I get to untap with Elesh Norn and swing for too much. I even play the Pristine Talisman. I count my mana and I say, yeah, I can do that. So I get my Pristine Talisman down. And then I use that plus my other mana to play my Elesh Norn. +1 there, can't forget that. Elesh Norn, hello. Set power and toughness. So we're going to increase the power and toughness of all these tokens to 3/3. And swing for 15. Big deal. He's got to deal with all this right now. Swing. He goes too far down here. This is kind of funny. Oh, he counts down too far, and so then he has to go back up. But yeah, it's 15, so he's at 1 life. Now, if you notice, of course, my board position looks really strong. But at the same time, I'm all tapped out, and so he can do whatever he wants to do now. But it has to be better than what I. So like a Day of Judgment would be pretty awesome. But even that at 1 life, man, like at any time I got like I think I have Lingering Souls I can still flash back. I can't remember. So here he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sever the Bloodline. That sucks. Takes care of all my spirits. So there go those. Now it's just Elish Norn. So he's going to be able to... So he has 2 turns where he can just block with the Armored Scabs. But then I still have a Snapcaster Mage. Here's where I wish I had like maybe 1 or 2 Unburial Rites or something, because... or like a Sudden Titan, because if I lose this Elish Norn, then that gets pretty rough. Because I don't have any other big creatures. So I'm going to think twice right now. I'm just drawing into, just trying to see what I can get, I would like to be able to get rid of his blockers, or find them. What I really want to find is like a Mana Leak. Even though I can, Mana Leak so that I can Mana Leak and Snapcaster Mana Leak, something kind of like that. So let's just see what happens. So I'm going to think twice again. Now I'm not able to do that. Let's see. So I still want to be able to, I wish I could Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mana Leak, but I just don't have the second one. So let's just swing. Let's just start getting away his blockers. She taps. I know she has Vigilance. I was then going to untap her. But, much to my sadness, he has Rebuke. And that sucks. So Elish Norn is gone. I could Mana Leak it, but he'll just tap out for it. So I might as well save my Mana Leak, my Snapcaster Mana Leak for something more important. So now that he's done that, I'm just going to wait till the end of his turn. I'm going to Forbidden Alchemy, see if I can't draw another threat. Now he's tapping, he's flashing back Think twice. And right here I'm thinking, oh man, I better not lose this game. But I have 2 Day of Judgments, Tragic Slip, Oblivion Ring, and Snapcaster. So I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have any more Lingering Souls in the graveyard to flash back. But I think there's still 1 or 2 more in the deck. Maybe just 1 more. And then a Snapcaster as well. So I have a couple of ways to deal that 1 point of damage, but not as many as I would like to have. So now, what's he going to do? Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause the game right there. So, we are moving on. It's 18 minutes, 20 seconds. 18, 20. Okay, so, I can't remember what happened. Oh, end of his turn. He didn't draw anything. Right, yeah, he drew nothing. And so now we are Forbidden Alchemy-ing. We're Alchemy into an Alchemy, which is always kind of fun. We can even cast it as well at the end of his turn. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3. Oops, put that one in the bin. Play the next one. Let's burn through more of our deck. So here, Blue Sun Zenith. So I decided to keep that. I decided, what the heck, maybe I'll cast the end of his turn. Maybe it will grab one of the few remaining counter spells that he has in his deck. Although I don't think I've seen any Mana Leaks at all. So, here I'm trying to debate, trying to just count my mana, trying to decide how many, if it's worth Blue Sunning for maybe like 4 or 3, and then being able to flash back a Snapcaster to Mana Leak his counterspell that he's almost definitely going to have. But then I said, even if I Mana Leak it, he's going to be able to pay for it. Like, we're just at a point where it just doesn't make sense anymore. It does, but like Mana Leak is now basically a dead card, unless he's playing multiple spells a turn. And so what you're going to see is, so this is kind of all what's going through my head right now, is how much mana do I have? Okay, well, how much can I pay for this Blue Sun? And What if he has a counterspell? What if I counterspell that? And in the end, I decided, you know what, I might as well just go for it, right? I mean, if it's gonna get counterspelled, which most likely it will get dissipated, because that's what he's got to have one, because he binned the first one with Forbidden Alchemy. So if he has it, he has it, and I'm just gonna go for broke. I'm just gonna. I think I even did the math wrong here, but I decided I'm just gonna tap it all. So here come 3 for blue sun, 3 for the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 right there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blue sun for 8, because why not? And if he's got the counter, he's got it. Because right here, right? Because he's probably gonna dissipate, or even if he mana leaks it, I just can't win that fight, and it's not worth fighting over. I'd rather get that with the counterspell out of his hand. So he's probably got the dissipate. Yep, there it is. Okay. So he's got 3 in the bin. That's number 4. So I know he's out of dissipates. He only has mana leaks now, if he has them at all, and those are dead cards. Now the funny thing here is that he still is at 1 life. That's pretty intense. Now I'm probably gonna Day of Judgment. Just get all those guys out of here, and then Snapcaster at the end of his turn, something like that. Let's Evolving Wilds. Let's get, I'm going to probably start flashing back Think Twices or Forbidden Alchemies, and I just don't want to see land. So, now here, I'm looking at my deck going, okay, how can I kill him? And I look and I realize, oh, I only have 1 Lingering Souls and 1 Snapcaster, and that's it. That's all, and 1 in the hand. So I have 1 Lingering Souls and 2 Snapcasters to get 1 point of damage in, which I can do, right? I can do that. I could Day of Judgment right now. I can get rid of his stuff. Now, my fear here was that his Minesweeper can mill me twice, and he was going to mill... I mean, my goal, not my fear. Maybe he'd mill that Lingering Souls, so I could just play it right now, flash it back, something like that. So we're just going to Day of Judgment, and kill everything. He decides not to mill me, which tells me he has more counterspells. You're going to see that here. He's not going to mill. Unless I'm totally wrong. So, yeah, okay, he doesn't mill. That tells me he's got to have another counterspell in his hand or something, because otherwise, right now, I could potentially play like a second Elish Norn, and he's got to be thinking that, right? Like, what else could he have? So he's got to have some sort of mana leak or something. So we're just going to end, and we're going to go for Snapcaster at the end of his turn, and just try and get this last point of damage in. You have been at 1 life for a very long time. And while you're looking there, don't look at the time. Now you're gonna look at it. 4:37 in the morning. I sit up. I have 2 weeks of vacation, and I stayed up way too late playing Magic. So Snapcaster's gonna flash back at Forbidden Alchemy. So now let's play that Forbidden Alchemy at the end of his turn. View library. What do we have? Think Twice, O-Ring, Lingering Souls. There's the Lingering Souls. Hello, beautiful. So now I can cast this twice as well. So now I know that I have a Snapcaster and then this Lingering Souls, which I can cast twice. So it's going to be pretty tough for him to beat this. There's a Ghost Quarter. Swing. Rebuke. Ugh. He had to have the Rebuke. Ugh, that makes me so frustrated. He should already be dead. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's really tough to say because it feels like it's basically unwinnable for him, but at the same time, I am now really running out of options here. Especially if he dissipates this. Which he doesn't, luckily, because he has no more dissipates in his deck. But if you were to have dissipated that, then I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I would be having a very hard time. Now he's got an Alchemy for another answer. And let's see what he has. So, Think Twice is what one of the cards that he gets rid of. Another Think Twice. I don't know how many Think Twices this guy has. And then Feeling of Dread. Didn't know what that was, but now I know. That's actually pretty dang good and limited. In standard, kind of weird. Not really what you're looking for here. And let's see, Moreland Haunt. Oh, what an annoying card. What a frustrating card. See, this guy, I just can't beat him. Like, I'm so close. But I have my Ghost Quarters. And so I'll be able to get rid of that Moreland Haunt. Probably in this deck, you need like one Nephalia Drown Yard, or maybe two or something, just to kind of mill him down. Because we're at a point now where it's getting pretty tough for me to win. But if I had a Nephalia Drown Yard or two, I could definitely be winning this game. It'd be over. So, what's he gonna do now? Clickety click. Clickety click. Oh yeah, so I hear like he clicked it twice, so it skipped right back to my turn, but I know that it's still his turn. So let's see what he decides to do. Okay, so he Think Twices. Oh, no, I Think Twice. Sorry. I have to admit, I kind of zoned out just a little bit there. Probably you guys did too. So we're double Think Twicing, just burning through the deck, see if we can find more answers. There's another Think Twice. Let's swing. Feeling of Dread. Okay, and he can do that for another turn as well. Because he can flash it back. Second main phase. So I'm thinking I have a couple. I could, think twice. I could do other things. I could flash back that Lingering Souls. But here's my thinking is he's at 1, obviously, right? And so if I could just weigh them out. And also 12 cards is not. It's not gonna take 12 turns. So even if next turn, he has like another Feeling of Dread, or he can deal with the tokens. Now here, this is where I make a mistake. I should have Ghost Quartered right now that Moreland Haunt. And I didn't. I just didn't think about it, because I'm kind of a dum-dum. And so, that was me just kind of being, and just not playing intelligently. Should have done it right now. Right now! Double click that Ghost Quarter. Tap it, tap it, tap it. I don't. I let him untap with it. How embarrassing. Yep, look at me. I'm kind of a dum-dum. He draws. What does he draw? 16. He's got 16 cards. I got 12. 1 life. Come on. I gotta be able to deal 1 life to this guy. End of his turn, we're probably gonna think twice about 1,000 times. I could think twice, flash it back, and then still flash back my Forbidden Alchemy. So I can burn through this deck. I gotta get to my Snapcaster, so I can start doing more damage. There's this token. Silent Departure bounces one of my Spirit tokens. To be honest, I'm getting a little bit worried that I just won't have. I just won't have a way to kill him, which is so sad because I've done such a good job. I've done such a good job. Like, I'm so amazing, right? But like I've been trying so hard. Umbrella rights. Don't like that at all. So, in response, I'm going to think twice. Nothing. Let's flash it back. Snapcaster Mage for Mana Leak. Good. Very good news. Now here's the thing that surprises me is right here when I get my Mana Leak. He doesn't pay for it, and I don't know why. Because excuse me, guys. He could have paid for it to get a creature back, and then next turn he could have flashed it back and got another creature back. But instead he just lets it go. And I think right now is when I Ghost Quarter his land. I do it eventually. Come on, when do I do this? So now he taps one. He's gonna bounce my spirit. I can't imagine him bouncing Snapcaster. Yep, there goes the spirit. Yep, here's where I do it. So now I realize, so now he makes his More Than Hunt token this way. He only has one card in his hand, and I just have to hope that it's not an answer. Because now I can untap, I can Tragic Slip one token, I can Oblivion Ring the other, and I can swing for the win. And so that's what we're going to try and do. Hopefully. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, he tapped his lands kind of weird, but whatever. I just want to make sure. I mean, I can't imagine anything for one planes. Path to Exile, right? That would. Whoa, if he played Path to Exile after all of this standard and he plays an illegal card, I'd be so mad. But at this point, I feel like I've finally got him. He's got one land untapped, one card in his hand. I can't think of anything that it could be. So I'm going to go ahead and Tragic Slip this token. And I still have a Lingering Souls I can flash back if I need to. But I don't think that I will need to do this. I've had that Tragic Slip, I'm pretty sure, since my opening hand. And maybe the O-Ring in the day as well. Definitely I've had a lot. So now I'm just going to play the land, tap those, up one, O-Ring the other token, and swing, swing, swing for the win. GG. Whew. What a game. And that's how you play Magic.